Hey guys, how's it going? Paul Harris here. Welcome back to another one of my videos. It's a Saturday, which means an Excel video. And today I'm going to talk about VLOOKUPs. Now, you probably know how to use a VLOOKUP, but this is just a quick trick that will help you improve your VLOOKUPs immensely. It's by including a match function into the VLOOKUP. So when you do a VLOOKUP, you generally have to say how many columns across you want to try and allocate data from. And basically by using a match function, you don't have to do this, which speeds up and allows you to do sort of more data modeling. I'll also go over what a VLOOKUP actually does, because it's a very useful thing that you need to use, particularly if you're an auditor or a finance analyst. You always use VLOOKUPs when you use an Excel. So hopefully you enjoy it. This may be my last Excel video. I'm thinking about changing my Saturday videos into more opinion-based, career-based videos, something more aligned with what I do on Sundays. But I guess if something crops up, if I find a useful trick with Excel that I feel like would be very valuable for you guys, I might show it. Also, if you are looking for just like an Excel workbook that shows a whole load of different Excel formulas and how to use them, I've prepared something in the description below. There's a link and you can download this Excel workbook, and it has loads of different Excel functions and how to use it. It's just something I've put together as sort of a useful tool for anyone who's interested. And with that being said, let's jump straight into it. Okay, so this is the set of data that I've used on many other videos, and you can see here we have a set of products and months and quarters, and then you have a set of data here, which is 2019 data and 2020 data. And generally what a VLOOKUP is used for is to have another list of data like this list here, and you're basically wanting to pull through certain data from the previous list that meets a certain criteria. So this is the quickest way that I know to do this. So obviously there's a lot of data here, 2020 April, Q2, chair and black. What the best thing to do is to create a concat, okay? So use concat and then select the data. So it's equals concat, open brackets, then drag across the list of data that you want. Press enter, and you see here it creates a unique set of data. And you can pull down against all the other data that we've allocated here. And then you do the same thing within this list. So you can create concat, equals concat again, and then you allocate all this. And all these are unique lines. So you see here, then you have a unique set of data. Now you can create a VLOOKUP formula. So if you go equals VLOOKUP, you can select this data, then you go across to the table. So you select the cell first, B5, which is what you want to find in the other data. And I'm going to fix the columns by pressing F4 3 times, press comma, and then you go back to the other set of data. Now you select the entire table that you're trying to reference. So from columns A to L. Now I want to fix that, so I want to press F4, and then that puts the dollar signs in front of both the letters. Then press comma, and now say I wanted to see how it says column index number. Now usually the way you would do this is by going, right, which set of data do I want? Well, I want to pull out the revenue in 2019. Is that what I want to do? So I'm trying to pull out, oh no, the price in 2019. So you see here I have price 2019 and I have units 2020. So I go back and I go, okay, so where's the price 2019? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns across. So I would usually have to press 8 and then go false. And you press enter and you can see here, so it says 159, which is right. So you go back to this and you look for price, 159, and there, see it's pulled the right number out. And then if you pull down this formula, it still pulls out the right numbers, because it's still, you're wanting 8 rows across, because all these relate to price in 2019. However, if I pull across, it'll still pull out 159, but I don't want to pull out 159. I want to now pull out the units in 2020. If you go back, you see I'd have to then go, well, where's units 2020? Well, if that's 8, then it's 9, 10 columns across. So I'd have to go into this formula and manually change this to 10, and then drag that down. Now, the reason why this is not very useful is if you have loads of different rows you're trying to pull out, you have to go into each formula and change the number allocation from 8 to 10 or whatever you want to choose. So the faster way of doing this is by switching this with a match function. What does a match function do? Well, it looks for a unique ID. So for instance, says here price 2019, and then you select a row of data, and it will pick up as a number format how many rows across that data is. So if I just do it separately, so you can see how the formula works, I'll click on match, I'll look for this formula, so price 2019, and then I'll press I'll fix it on the rows. Then I go back to this data set and I can pull across from concat, because that's where the start of my VLOOKUP table reference is, and I'll go across the entire table like that, and then I fix it, and then I'll press 0, okay? And then I'll close bracket. And you can see here it's created the number 8. So what have I done? I've said, right, price, how many rows across is that unique reference in the set of data that I've selected, and it's 8 rows across. Now, funnily enough, you see that 8 number there is the number that I want to replicate. So what I effectively do is I want to take this formula and switch it in for that number 8, don't I? So it looks like that. Then when I press enter, it's still saying 159 because it's generated that number 8 and it's within my VLOOKUP table. But the advantage is now if I pull across, you can see I'm not having to change that formula to say 10, because now it's searching for units 20 within this set of data. So it's searching and it's already generated the number 10, hasn't it, for me? So the advantage here is it then becomes very flexible. See, I could copy this across and I could put that here, and then I could drag this across, you see, like that. And it automatically knows how many columns across to select, which is just really useful and something that you probably don't initially think when you're starting to use Excel and you don't really, you've just got a grasp of VLOOKUPs. You wouldn't think to then try and adjust it. But you always want to be thinking when you're using Excel, how can I improve this formula? How can I make the whole process of selecting data faster? And that is a very unique way of doing it. And that's basically it. That's how you use a VLOOKUP with a match function. And I showed you how to do concats there, which all makes it a lot easier to be able to select unique sets of data and being able to drag across columns without having to do any manual intervention. It'll save you bags of time, trust me. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Like I said, this is probably going to be my last Excel video. I'm thinking about moving on to doing some other kind of videos on Saturday. Hopefully you did enjoy them. I have a load of Excel videos. Do check them out if you are just getting used to using Excel. There's useful stuff there that hopefully helps you if you're, say, an accountant, finance analyst. But I just wanted to move on to some other kind of videos. So there we are. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.